Hi, I'm Pastor Bob Fisher, Assistant to the Bishop for Communications. Who knew when 2020 started that communications and technology were going to become so central to our ministries? It's been really exciting for me to watch the creativity, the flexibility, and the technical skill that many congregations have employed in order to keep ministry going. Parking lot services with FM transmitters, drive-in imposition of ashes and distribution of palms, complex multi-track virtual choir videos, daily video devotions, multicam live-streamed worship, and so much more. And it looks like many of these creative ways of outreach are here to stay. 2020 and 21 have also been pretty exciting for our work here at Synod Communications. We've seen unprecedented amounts of information to be distributed through our now weekly Ministry Link email newsletters and our website. From the very first week of the pandemic, we convened a Zoom meeting for people who do communications for their congregations. At first, it was mostly pastors and techies, and along the way we've plugged in some church musicians, council leaders, and parish admins. You are welcome to join us any Thursday at 11 a.m. on Zoom at bit.ly/SEPAComms. That's bit.ly/SEPAComms. This has been a support community as much as a learning community, but learning has been key. And as a community, we've had many special learning opportunities. We had a session on reopening church buildings with Denny Smith from Trinity Lansdale.
Simple thing like a fan blowing out in a window. Blowing out, pulling air out through the building will help.
And we talked about churches and copyrights with Michael Moore of Augsburg Fortress.
Just pushing the button on the copier and making those copies is what is the infringement.
Pastor Keith Anderson shared some ideas for online communications in the hybrid church.
Thanks to everybody for all you're doing. It may not feel like enough, but it is enough. It's more than enough.
We shared ideas for Christmas, Lent, and Holy Week worship. And we had informative presentations from tech gurus at Temple Havertown.
Put it in order so I can just click from one thing to the next.
And Upper Dublin Lutheran Church, sharing how they produce their very different live streams. The weekly gatherings also became a place for leaders to learn from each other and to share their struggles dealing with the pandemic, worrying about whether to close or open, and planning for reopening worship. Communications also facilitated online gatherings with Bishop Davenport and rostered ministers, with Vice President Tracy Beasley and church council officers, and with Treasurer Janet Neff and church finance leaders. We produced a Lessons and Carols service for congregations to use, and a Joy Complete service of readings and hymns for the Sunday after Easter 2021.
We praise you, O God, for water.
And we offered a series of sermons for the Sundays after Easter in 2020 to give preachers a much-needed break. I think we'll work on that again for this year. Communications also supports major synod events. So we retooled to offer an online-only rostered ministers equipping event. And of course, we were part of revisioning the entire synod assembly as a one-day online-only business meeting with additional web-based content. If you'd like to talk about communications or tech issues in your church, you can email me at comms@sepa.org. That's COMMS@sepa.org. And if you can offer skills in writing or photography or video, social media, live streaming, any kind of communications, we'd love to have you join our team as well. Let me know of your interest at comms@sepa.org. It's been a long year with a lot of pain and a lot of loss, but it's also been a year blessed with necessary experiments, newfound creativity, and increased flexibility as we have continued to share the gospel in new ways throughout the pandemic. I look forward to working with you in the year to come.